Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, welcome. Remember, if you like the content, drop a like on the video and consider subbing to my channel. I drop, guides on Liu Kang with a whole bunch of cameos every at least fortnight, just because we're a bit slow on cameos. I don't want the stuff to run out. But for now, consider subscribing. It literally costs you guys nothing and puts me in a really good position for me, and it costs you guys nothing. So yeah, anyway, by the way, if you want to skip to any part, you can use the timestamps below. If it's just the combos, then you want to skip the breakdown, that's fine, or you want to go to any part of the breakdown. Let's get into it. So we have Janet Cage. So Janet Cage comes with a whole bunch of moves. Technically, she has 5 moves, but it gets a lot more complex than that. So let's talk about the first option, which is a neutral cameo. It's an up punch, right? As you can see, it leaves your opponent standing, and it leaves you in a quite favorable position of plus 34. This can be used in combos, to restand, right? You're a little far by your plus 34, so enough time to dash up. And this is the one option that Janet Cage gives you when you wake up, right? So let's put ourselves into the corner and get Mr. Kenshi to do this. Okay, so Kenshi's gonna hit me and I'm gonna wake up with Janet Cage's move, which is neutral Kameo button. As you can see, I got 1 hit of invincibility. So what this means is, if there's a character that is trying to pressure you and they're a little slow, this is actually a good invincible wake up for you. However, if you've got someone like Kenshi or Liu Kang trying to pressure you, this obviously isn't going to work because the hits come out too fast and it's going to screw up your wake up, right? I missed the timing, but I want to show you guys this one. Right, we'll do an uppercut just to show you the 1 hit of invincibility. Right, so as you can see, it goes through the 1 hit. I think I'll show you guys if we do take damage or not. So you take no damage, and you're in a plus 16 advantage situation, which from here is obviously pretty good with Liu Kang. And that's pretty much how you use the neutral cameo option on Janet Cage with Liu Kang. You want to use it for restands and you want it to wake up, even though you have a pretty good wake up, and I'm going to talk about that very soon. Moving on to the next one is Up Kameo. If you don't know what Up Kameo is, it's the Ninja Mime move. As you can see, if I tap Up Kameo, she comes out for the tiniest bit, and then, whoops, and she goes away. You have the option to hold the cameo button down with this move, and she stays out for a very long time. By the way, when you just tap it, you see it takes half a cameo meter. But when you hold the cameo button down, what is wrong with me? Right, when you hold the cameo button down, as you can see, it starts draining the meter. She's still there, until the cameo meter runs out. Now, as you can see, it's out for a very long time. You're probably wondering what this does. This lets you absorb hits. It's like the invincible wake up, but not on wake up, right? Let's say let's just say we're trying to play neutral with Kenshi, which is an absolute nightmare as Liu Kang, right? And he wants to hit me with this, right? I can put this out, and that was my bad. Kenshi's not the best example for this. As you can see, she absorbs a hit, and she'll stay there. However, you're going to see the full extent of how useful this actually is, and I'm going to surprise you, it's actually not that useful, and this is why it's probably not used that much. Anyway, Up Kameo, I call it in, I hold it down. If you're too close to the opponent, you still get hit, which means her absorbing the attack doesn't really do much, right? Also, if you step back, you can see on the second hit, she gets disabled. So she is only good for one hit. And if you ask me, that's pretty garbage. Obviously, for balancing reasons, they did this so you can't abuse it while you're pushing your opponent in the corner. But they've made it pretty useless because you get hit if you're right next to her anyway. So use this move to absorb projectiles, like normal projectiles. Sure, don't do it against Kenshi, but you know, if Liu Kang throws a fireball your way, make Janet, you know, eat it, and you continue the zoning battle in a little bit of your favor. But also remember, your Kameo meter is getting drained while you're using this, so use it extremely sparingly. Moving on to the next move. The next move is technically two moves, right? I'm going to go to the move list here. You can see Hop Punch is here and Hop Skip Punch. These two moves do the exact same thing, but have two different uses. I'm going to tell you how this works, right? So the Hop Punch is this. As you can see, it's extremely close to me. And then when I am using the Forward Kameo one, it hits in front of me. The use for this, I'm going to talk about Back Kameo first. What am I doing? Right. I'm going to talk about Back Kameo first. If you can use this move on reaction for an anti-air, but it's not the anti-air that you think it is. You can use this. I highly advise not using it this way, but you can do it anyway if you want to do it. Right? You see him jump, and she absorbs the hit, and then you can punish Kenshi. That was really early, sorry. And you get your turn back. You can do that if you really want to. That's like the one use for it. Other than that, honestly, this is like 100 times better. Just use that move. And then the second use for the Back Kameo move is for corner combos, right? Because in corner combos, this is extremely simple. Right? It's easy to hit the Back Kameo move in the corner, but I'm going to let you guys on a little secret. It's just as easy to hit the Forward Kameo in the corner. It's the exact same shit. So, if you ask me, there is never a situation in this game when you're playing as Liu Kang and Janet Cage you should ever be using Back Kameo. It should always be forward. Even in the anti-air scenario, just use your normal anti-air that you get as Liu Kang. It's so much better. And in case of combos, use Forward Kameo every single time. Whether it's in the corner, and by the way, only Forward Kameo hits in the mid-screen. That was, yeah, as you can see, hit. I'm going to do the back one just to show you guys. Yeah. So there's no point to ever using the Back Kameo move with Janet Cage when Forward Kameo hits in the mid-screen, hits in the corner, in every situation that you wanted for conversion. Now, let's talk about the throw combos if you haven't seen them already. Alright. Throw combos are extremely situational with this character. I'm going to tell you why. Because the only situation you can use it in is if she is using her stance, which is the Down Kameo summon, right? And she's out for the entire duration of the Kameo meter, as you can see. an extremely unlikely scenario that's probably gonna happen in 1 in 500 games of you using this combination. But it might happen, so I'll put it in the combo section for you anyway. Right? And then you just use Forward Kameo for the conversion, and then back to 3. The stance, when you use the stance with this move, by the way, you're only going to use this stance in the corner or from full screen. There is no in between. You do not use this stance in the neutral. You use it for combos and pressure in the corner, or you use it for zoning battles in the mid screen, which I'll talk about in a sec. Let's talk about the corner real quick. In the corner, this stance becomes extremely oppressive if you know how to set it up. The way you set this up in the corner is really simple, and this blows up every single armor wake up in the game. You just do this, and then once you get to this, all you have to do is press square twice, straight away. Now, I advise holding the block button so Liu Kang doesn't do his move, right? So you can do this. That was too high. Go for that. As you can see, you get Janet Cage doing the thing. Now, I'll put Mr. Kenshi here over on wake up attack. Use his armored wake up. And you're going to see it blows up the armor, right? Every single time. No matter whose armor they wake up with, right? It literally blows them up every single time. And because you're hitting this into a setup, I messed the timing up there. So you do have to get the timing right. As you can see, you need to know the right timing for this, right? And if you watch this a few times back over, which you probably will, just to learn how to do it, you'll know the height that you need to hit the opponent at so you can do the setup and get through the whole pass. By the time you set this up and you've hit your opponent, they are almost dead. They probably have like 10 or 20% health left, because as you can see, you'll see it later on in the video at the end in the stance combos, the double, what is it called, stunt double combos at the end of the video. You can do up to like almost 70% damage, which is insane, and then you're counting up the damage that you do before that. So it's really a melter when you get this right. When you get the setup for the stance right, it is really oppressive. It's like having Kenshi, right? Kenshi Sento. It's not as good because Kenshi has a whole lot of moves that do Sento has a whole bunch of moves that do a whole bunch of different things. And Janet Cage is stuck to the old school UMK3 type buttons, like 1, 2, sorry, I should be holding that, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's also forward 4, which is a roundhouse. There is forward 3, which is the glow kick. There is forward 1, which is a projectile. And the last one is back 4, which is a sweep. Now, if you really wanted to mix your opponent, I guess you could do this, right? Right, that's a hard to blockable with the overhead load. Let me turn this off. So you could do that if you wanted to. You just have to know the right timing for it. Whoops, that was my bad. And as you can see, it's hard to blockable. You can use it if you want. I don't think it's that impressive to use, but it's there as an option if you want to mix your opponent. Another part of this use of stance in the corner. Yeah, we all know that this string has a gap, but now it doesn't have a gap. Even if you want to make it sure, like 100%, right? You do this, and when they're going to armor break, you hit one and it armor breaks them. And there's quite literally not much that the opponent can do except block and know the timing of when to take their turn back. They won't be able to punish you, but they'll have to know when to take their turn back. Like I said, you use it to fill in gaps, you use it to break armor, and you can use it to do both at the exact same time, right? Like, okay, I'll just show you guys one example. Okay. I don't know why Breaker came out. You see, I can't even do the armored move if I wanted to, because I'm getting hit in the face by Janet Cage. So the gap is completely closed. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do with this stance. Those are a few of them. I'll show you guys one more use of this stance, and that is from full screen. From full screen, you can summon, and if you block, you'll be able to move Janet Cage only. Right? This doesn't take up any meter. Oh, it takes up a tiny bit of meter, as you can see. I didn't realize that, but it takes a tiny bit of meter. What you can do is use this in a zoning battle against characters that already have a very, very difficult time getting zoned against Liu Kang. Characters like Shao Kahn, for example. This is really, really oppressive for them, and they really can't do much. Because when you have this out, right, there's not much they can do. I know that's a double high, but you can do things like... And yeah, there's really not much a Shao Kahn can do in this. In that situation, when you know the right combination of anti-air normal with the normal projectile of the fireball, then you can follow it up with the energy ball, or you do a low fireball and then you try and catch them with you try and, oh my god, what is wrong with me? You try and catch them with the energy ball if they try and jump over the low projectile. Don't forget, from full screen, that if you hold R1 and then you hit L2, you get more cameo meter usage. You can do this up to 3 times before she gets sick of doing it when you call her like this. So 1, 2 and 3, right? And that's the max you're going to get out of it. For some reason in training mode she still does it, but you don't get the cameo meter out of it, right? So there's no point of doing it more than 3 times. And this literally will help you when you're like in this situation, right? And then you can get more cameo meter usage out of it. And you need this move. You need to learn how to use this move with Liu Kang when you're doing combos in the corner, because that is how it works. Quickly on screen right now, I'm going to put some abbreviations and definitions for the combo section, because this is the first time I've gone over technically a puppet cameo in this game. So here are some definitions on screen right now. Once you read up on them, you'll understand what's going on in the stunt double combos. Otherwise, you're going to read the description and have no idea what's going on, because even though I have the button log on, me releasing buttons like the Kameo button doesn't show up. So I hold the Kameo button and I release it, there's no extra I've released the button. So that's why the description is there, so you guys can, even though the button log is on, you guys can still see what I'm actually doing, because the button log isn't 100% accurate. Oh, by the way, one last thing before I go. Wake up conversions. This is a genuine thing with this character. And it doesn't even take much skill. All you have to do is use Forward Kameo after this, right? So you wake up. Mid-screen conversion. Easy peasy. This is like the easiest wake-up conversion you are ever going to get in this game. Let's see if you spend a little bit of bar. And in the corner, this goes insane. In the corner, this is nuts. I don't know, boy. Right, that's extremely simple, but you guys get the gist of it. You got a wake up conversion in the corner and you wake up for 30%, which in some situations, let's be honest, your opponent might die within 30%. The optimal is more than 30%, a little bit more, but yeah, that is also the wake up conversion you have. That's why I'm not a fan of using the nut punch on wake up, because you have a good armored wake up move. Why not use it as a conversion, right? Other than that, it's a little bit of discussion time. I promise this won't take too long. I genuinely think Janet Cage is the best pick for Liu Kang. Just because Liu Kang is already a very solid character that we know, that has zoning, he has damage, he has okay neutral, it's not the best, but it gets the job done. And then you toss in Janet Cage and she adds to the damage. And she does the extreme pressure in the corner, right? So yeah, that's all of it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown, and I hope you guys enjoy the combos. Like I said, if you like the content, drop a like on the video, and consider subbing to my channel. It's free, costs you guys nothing, and helps me a long way. So yeah, I'll catch you guys next one. I hope you guys enjoy the combos.
Disappointed.